Thank you. There's no way any day is a bad day. Everything relates to goodness. That's what I tell myself on a bad day, at least. The foam in a cappuccino is so good. It's like it feels like a guilty treat, you know? Kind of cloudy today. It could go anyway, it looks like. Lots of snow on the mountains, though. I'm really gonna have to change up my strategy on the Elden Beast, or watch a bunch of videos or something on how to beat him. Because he's kicking my behind. That's like my most, I don't know, engaging thing I have going on today. Thank you for the likes, guys. Even if it's just, you know, you're here and gone. Thank you. So, what else is on the horizon? I think it'd be kind of cool to have a PhD in something, you know? Something like, actually something like a hard science, you know what I mean? Like, that might sound like I'm being a little wishy-washy, but I think that narrative definitely follows like circumstance, you know? Like perspective. And it's like, I think that doing something like that doesn't necessarily make this untrue. It's just, this is much more the conversation when that's what's going on around me, you know? Kind of have to hold these like elaborate, complex thoughts all the time to sort of make myself feel justified in my reality. Yo, what's up, Faisal? Welcome. You've been here all morning. Thanks, man. Do you think I'm going to beat the Elden Beast today? No, this is the same seat. It's the same seat. I just have the camera down lower, I think. On my tripod, the camera's just down lower. What coffee is it? Just a cappuccino again? I always just get a cappuccino because there's not much to it, you know? Just coffee and milk. Steamed milk or whatever. No added sugar or anything like that. Has like a mixture of flavors. It is wonderful in your life. That's good, man. Glad to hear that. You still have a picture of my butt as your icon, though? You really want to be known as the guy with a picture of my butt as his icon, or like profile picture? It's good to hear that things are going good for you, though. I'm glad. It's really cool for me to be able to have a lot of the same people on every day, you know what I mean? We're just like, all of us are like seriously working through this day, you know what I mean? Like, we're all working through it. I'm sure we all have our own challenges, or people that upset us, or things that are complicated. No, you're fine. You can do whatever you want. I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. But you can do whatever you want. It was okay. Yeah, what is the topic today, boys? think the overlying topic is always silence. Somehow the overlying topic is always silence, but maybe the underlying topic is work. Yo, thank you for the like. Thank you. Thank you very much. How can I work? You know what I mean? Like, is work like a dream? You know what I mean? Like, really? Is it just like something that doesn't work out for everybody? You know? And that one person who works out for her, it's like, doesn't seem like work to everybody else. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you so much. Nice chill morning though. It's not crazy weather. It's not crazy cold. It's pretty cold though, but. Oh, it's you fishing. Nice. That's a good one. That's you fishing, right? Where are you at? Where are you fishing at? Is that in the sea or the ocean, or is it a lake? Is that in the ocean? And the big question is, did you catch anything? That's the big question. And if you did, what'd you catch? And if you caught nothing, did you have fun at least? I like fishing. I used to fish a lot as a kid. Like when I was a kid, I was much more like appreciative of nature, and like I was much more quiet and able to just, you know, be still and enjoy things that just stillness sort of emphasized. And you know, the fact of sitting somewhere forever and with the chance of catching a fish was about as exciting as anything, you know, when I was a kid. I've sort of become something that almost seems like hyperactively in tune with technology and my inability to get away from the screen, you know, kind of thing. But again, can I really be faulted for the guy who's trying a different outlet when other things haven't worked out for him, you know, so to speak? So, but again, like carrying all these devices around, it does look like I have like, it's like the movie like Venom with Spider-Man kind of thing. It's like I have like a symbiote always around me, or like some virus of some kind or something. Because it looks like a little virus like standing on the desk, if you've ever seen a virus, or maybe some like space pod. I'm the one interacting with aliens, guys. I'm the real one. They exist in my phone. Or maybe just my head. A little bit self-aware right there. Welcome, welcome, guys. This is just our morning chill. What's the name of the coffee shop? Beans and Brews, man. Beans and Brews. I don't know how big the franchise is, but it's just a local kind of franchise, I think. I've never seen them anywhere else. But this is like my morning hangout with the crew. Like if I had like a morning crew, you know what I mean? Like we all lived in the same house. Maybe we live in like a space house, you know what I mean? And everybody just like, we all gather together like around technology. We're all connected by tech. We're all plugged in the same house. It's the space house. Show you the logo. I think that's the logo. High altitude roasting, because it's in Utah or whatever, and we like are way above sea level here. In like Utah, it's like everywhere's like up in the mountains, except for a place called St. George. This place called St. George is like warm all the time because it's like lower elevation. It's a desert. It's like on the borders of like Arizona and Nevada. This place called St. George's. But everywhere else, it's like super cold, like all the time. You know, like pine trees are the only trees that exist here, basically. Not because nothing else can grow at this altitude. But yeah, that's why I'm pretty sure why it's called high altitude roasting, because we're like us in Denver. Like they say Denver's like the mile high city because it's like a mile above sea level. So people here actually, they breathe differently. Like if I go to the ocean, it's like all of a sudden I have more air. They say that if you live in the mountains, like we do here, you get more red blood cells because you have to like manufacture, or you have to exchange more oxygen with your environment because there's less oxygen here. So they say people that train here do better at like when they go to the ocean. It's called like high altitude training. And like athletes do it, they'll like put masks on. If you're an athlete, they'll put a mask on you that like simulates like low oxygen, and then your body will produce more hemoglobin, red blood cells. But like professional athletes do it, so yeah, high altitude roasting. And I'm in like a fairly conservative town, you know what I mean? Like really conservative. Salt Lake's pretty liberal. There's another town called Park City, which is like a big ski town. It's pretty liberal. But I don't like to identify with like bipartisan politics that much, so I don't really adhere to like the two-party system, really. Either that or I'm like so extreme that I'm just like off the radar in space or something. And what's my like political party like? We live in Space House. Or what house are you a part of? The Space House. And there's my politics for you. Maybe we have an astronaut. Maybe he has a political party, but maybe he's here with us sometimes. Only because he's so far off in space. Welcome though, guys. This is good. I wish you would all ask me more questions, you know what I mean? Like, there's like 16 people in here, you know? I used to get people asking me more questions and stuff like that, but I can tell you guys a story. You guys want to hear a story? So this one time, I went on vacation to Mexico, and I have grown up playing like Tomb Raider and stuff like that, right? Like Tomb Raider is like where you explore like ancient ruins, and you have to fight like evil organizations that are trying to like take over the world with like certain artifacts that are like very powerful and stuff like that, right? So I grew up like watching Tomb Raider, playing Tomb Raider, and like all these games and stuff, Indiana Jones and whatever else, right? So anyways, I go to Mexico and we're like walking around these pyramids, and they're like, you can't no longer. They used to let tourists like climb up and go to the top and stuff like that, but they don't let them anymore. So one night, my brothers and me, we snuck out, and we were walking around, and I was like, you guys want to do something fun? And so they were like my little brothers. I kind of feel bad because I feel like I was a bad influence on my brothers, you know what I mean? But we were walking around, and they have guards that patrol. They have guards that patrol the pyramid all night and stuff like that. And I was like, we memorized the patterns that the guards go in, okay? Like some like sci-fi movie, we memorized where they all went. And we were walking in front of this one who was following us, and then right at the last second, after we turned a corner, we turned a corner, we went and hid behind a building. And we waited there, and I was like, okay guys, he was following us, like we gotta wait here for like at least like 30 minutes. So we just waited there for like 30 minutes. And my brother found this like stray dog, and he tried to pick it up, and it like howled at him and stuff like that. It was like a really scraggly, like mutt looking dog. And so anyways, after we waited for like 30 minutes, we like wandered into the pyramid complex. And we were like there at night. We like climbed one pyramid, and we're like, this isn't the Great Pyramid though. And we could see the Great Pyramid. You could see it going over the tops of all the trees, right? And this dog was like following us. And so we like wandered towards it. We like went and wandered towards it. I was leading everybody, and I was like, for some reason, I just like knew where to go. It was like I just like zoned in, you know what I mean? And so we walked, and then we climbed up the giant pyramid with these steps. It's like you have to go like this and like pull yourself up on like each step. And it took like 5 minutes to climb or something like that, you know? You get to the top, and you get to the top, and you go inside, and there's pictures like on the wall, all over inside the pyramid, and it was crazy, like these wild paintings and stuff like that. We didn't touch anything or do, you know what I mean, like do any damage or anything like that. But we got to the top, and then I saw a truck. Coming towards us. I was like, we got to go, guys. We could see pretty far because it's like you're up so high. So it was like, it was going to take a while to get to us. And then we got down, and somehow again, I just like innately knew where to go. This is like it's like a city. It's like a city full of all these like stone buildings, you know what I mean? And I was like, come on. And we just like took off running after we got down. And we ran all the way back to our hotel or whatever. And we like ducked and skipped and missed everybody. You like that story? Yeah, it's a real story. Because I told my brothers, I was like, I'm gonna give you guys like an experience. I'm the older brother, man. Like, we're gonna do this. Like, so yeah, we went and climbed to the top. It's the pyramid in Chichen Itza. If you guys want to look it up, type in like Chichen Itza pyramid. But I climbed to the top of that. We didn't get caught because we did it at night. Where am I right now? Utah. That was in Mexico, called a place called Chichen Itza. I speak some Spanish. Like, everyone in my family speaks some Spanish at least. Like, my dad speaks some Spanish. One of my brothers lived, nope, that's not me. And even if you did find my address, you shouldn't give it out in chat, Faisal. If I become a bigger YouTuber, I'll have like a PO box I share with everybody or something. Yeah, I can tell you guys more stories. Yo, what's up, Mysterious Frog? Welcome. You guys want to hear more stories? I used to be a huge troublemaker. Now I'm like a really good kid. I don't do anything, no drugs, no alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, nothing. I don't get in trouble. I don't do anything illegal. But when I was a kid, I used to do a lot of stuff. Used to have this like gang. I used to like be a part of a gang basically here in my city. And we would like walk around at night, and we would do like stuff like at night and like try to avoid the cops and whatever else, you know what I mean? And we got into this habit one time of stealing signs, like street signs, right? Just like signs around the city, like we would like collect them. Tell me my state is Utah. But that's as much information as I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna give any more information. And even if, like I said, even if you do find my address, you shouldn't post it online, man. That's not cool. Yeah. I'll tell you guys in a second. I'll get back to my story in a second. Here it is in Utah. It's like the LDS culture. If you didn't know that, like, but I mean, even in Catholic culture, they have like the 7 sins. You know what I mean? And like gluttony is one sin, and I think just like abuse of any sort of consumption of anything is usually sort of penalized by the church. You know what I mean? Like the church generally penalizes anything which is like egregious, which means if you're drinking to get drunk, it's, you know what I mean? Like the church uses wine, but they take like a sip or whatever. But in Utah, nobody does anything. Even coffee's bad. Like where I'm from, if you drink coffee, you're basically a bad person. If you didn't know that. Like, they have what's called the word of wisdom here, right? So this guy named Joseph Smith has this book, which supposedly he came across by an angel. I'll tell you guys a story about Utah. Yeah, no, nobody drinks here. Let me tell you the story about Utah. Yeah, it's Utah. Let me tell you the story. So it's like, Utah is this land that's like founded by pioneers, and all these pioneers were of one religion. So Utah is kind of like the Middle East a little bit. We have a lot of people here believe in like the same things that people believe in the Middle East, like a lot of Jewish religion. The religion in Utah is very similar to like Orthodox Judaism. And they believe that Judaistic religious things are actually what they restored. So they believe that they're the new Israel, basically, in Utah is what they believe. But this guy named Joseph Smith, he says that he saw an angel in his room. You're fine, Mysterious Frog. Just be yourself, man, and like acknowledge you tried. But yeah, so Utah is made up of all these Mormons, okay? And there's this one guy, Joseph Smith, he saw angels, and the angel told him where to find a book. Okay, this is the story. I'm not saying I believe in any of this or whatever, I'm just telling you guys the story. So he says that an angel Moroni came to him in his room, okay? And the angels told him, like, you know, I'm an angel from God, and I'm gonna share with you like God's testament to this world. Because he said in that time, like, he went and prayed about all the churches to find out which church was true. Salt Lake City, I live in the Salt Lake City area, yeah, Salt Lake City. So he like went and prayed, and Jesus came and like visited him with God and stuff like that. And anyways, he got told by these angels, the angel Moroni, where the book is, you know, to put it in like basic terms. And then he went and like dug up the book, and he like translated the book from golden plates, is what they're called. And after he translated the book from golden plates, he wrote what is called the Book of Mormon. And he like translated some like hieroglyphs and stuff like that in there. And you guys can research all this on your own if you want. I'm not going to tell you one thing or whatever. Like, I'll just tell you the story. So then he like goes and proclaims to everybody that he like found a religion, or he found the true religion. Yeah, you're fine. No, I'm just telling you what Utah. This is Utah. Mill Creek. No, you should stop trying to find where I live, man. Some people know because they know the mountains. I've seen other people in Utah that know where I live because they can figure out what the mountains are. But so this is most of the people in Utah. This is what they believe. This is called the Mormon belief. And anyways, then he founded the LDS Church, and he became what's called like a prophet or living prophet or whatever. And everybody from New York or whatever, like Palmyra or whatever it is, like moved to Utah, and they were all pioneers, and then they built a temple in like Nauvoo, and then they came here and built a temple, and they like were polygamous for a time, and then they changed the law of polygamy or whatever. And they don't drink coffee, they don't drink alcohol, no drugs of any kind, like no caffeine. Like if you're like a really good Mormon, you don't like do energy drinks or anything like that, right? And no smoking of any kind, like no smoking anything. It's called the Word of Wisdom. And like it's pretty strict though. Like if you follow like the Word of Wisdom, it says like you don't even eat anything out of its season or whatever is what it says. Like most people don't follow that one. Like in Utah, like most people don't follow that. They're not necessarily so strict on that one. So like people don't eat just things in their own season here. They like go to the mark. Yeah, it's like no smoking even, you know what I mean? Like, and they've been like that for a while. Like back when the world everybody was smoking and stuff, like they were like no smoking. They're almost like Quakers in their like things a little bit, you know what I mean? But so in Utah, that's like 90% of the people. And there's like churches like on every corner. Yo, what's up, Gigi? So yeah, that's a picture of Utah for you guys. So everybody believes in this one guy, Joseph Smith. There's statues of him and stuff like that. And in church, like you have to say that you believe in Joseph Smith. Yo, what's up, Hong? But yeah, like in church, yeah, Quakers, oh man. They're kind of like Quakers in like how reserved they are and conservative. Yeah, they have statues of this guy, and they have statues of Jesus and stuff like that. And they have big churches. They have temples in every like city. In Utah, in every city, they have temples and stuff like that. And to go to the temple, you have to go to what's called a bishop. And but yeah, everybody, like if you're in Utah, coffee's bad. Coffee's not a good thing. If you drink coffee, you're a bad person. So like coffee shops are kind of like rare here, but it's like the only people that in Utah, the only people that drink coffee are like Democrats. If you're a Democrat, then you drink coffee. And like everybody who's LDS is like a Republican. You can like basically say what their political beliefs are. But yeah, if you drink coffee, you're a bad person here. So am I a bad person? I don't think so. But I mean, everybody here is considerate, but technically, like, yeah, if you're like really strict in the church, yeah, you're a bad person who doesn't follow the commandments or whatever. Yeah, you're a bad person if you drink coffee here. But that's just the religion. It's very strict. It's like Orthodox Judaism kind of. So yeah, like the only people that drink coffee are sort of like, they're like rebellious people, or they're like Democrats and stuff, liberal. And to LDS people, I mean, here's what LDS people would say. They wouldn't say you're a bad person. They would say you haven't received the gospel yet. They would say, no, you're not a bad person. You just haven't received the gospel. And they're like, but once you receive the gospel and you're baptized, then you're held responsible for your actions. And so if after you've received the gospel, you still drink coffee, then you're a bad person, yeah. But they won't judge anyone until they're like, because they would just be like, oh yeah, other people in the world, they're not necessarily bad people who drink milkshakes, yeah. But they would think that, yeah. They would just say like, if you receive the gospel of Jesus Christ and you still drink coffee, then yeah, like technically you're like being a bad boy. You're like being a bad boy. So that's Utah for you guys. It's like, a lot of it is like the Middle East. They like, in Utah, they think that Christ will come back and he'll create a house in the Middle East. Christmas Eve, yeah. But no, they like believe that like when Christ returns, it's like Jerusalem will finally like reign over the world. It's kind of Zionist in a little bit of a way, but yeah, that's what they believe. Like it's called the second coming, okay? So like the second coming is when Jesus will come back, and Jesus will be king over the whole world. He'll be the king, absolute power, basically. He'll be the king and he'll rule with like peace and love when he comes back. And everybody believes that you have to be good, because if in the second coming, when the second coming happens, if you're not good, you'll be judged by God. You'll be judged by Jesus Christ. And so when Jesus comes back, he'll become the king, and Jerusalem will be the leaders of the world. Everybody who's Israel, like Jerusalem will be. And he'll be the king of Jerusalem, and all the Israelis will like finally accept Jesus instead of like crucifying him or whatever. You're already judged anyways. Yeah, here it's pretty bad. Like, you know, it's like you get tested. Like growing up here, like let's say you grew up in Utah, like every other, like, I don't know, once or twice a year, you'll get tested on your beliefs if you grew up here, where it's like they'll ask you questions like, do you believe in Jesus Christ as being like the savior of mankind who sacrificed himself for all your sins? And if you say no, then you're questioning your faith, and they'll have to like talk to your parents and stuff like that. And you might have to like talk with your bishop more and things. Then they'll also ask like, do you believe Joseph Smith restored the gospel of Jesus Christ here on earth? And if you say no to Joseph Smith when you're like interviewing with your bishop, they'll like talk to your parents, and you have to meet with the bishop, and you're basically like, all of a sudden you'll become like an outcast kind of. But so they like quiz you every like twice a year in Utah or something like that. And that's like 90% of the population here. And they believe in like some stuff, like they believe that their religion is like the religion of Egypt. Like it's like the religion of Egypt and Jerusalem. And it's kind of interesting stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like Utah, a lot of people think Utah is an interesting place because of this. But they believe that they're like the restored Egyptian faith. And so they have like a lot of symbolism in their temples about Egypt, like oxen, like all these oxen surrounding things and stuff. Yeah, where's your crown at? I know. But then they also believe that they're from the tribes of Israel. Like, what are they like there's like the tribes of Israel, then there's like one lost tribe, and they'll give you a tribe. They'll if you advance more in the church, like we're all the way over here in Utah or whatever, but which I think is actually named from like Judah or something. Like it's all religious stuff here. It's like Utah's named after like Judah or whatever from the Bible. And like eventually you'll get assigned a tribe, like from the tribes of Israel. And I think they told me I'm from the tribe of Jacob or something. They'll give you like a blessing or something like that, and they'll say you can inherit all the glories of like the tribe of Jacob, for example, or whatever. So they like believe in Middle Eastern stuff. So Utah is like pretty connected to like the war in Israel, because a lot of people think like the war in Israel will bring about the second coming of Christ. So it's like people here, like if you're really into the church, they'll be like, oh yeah, the second coming is coming because Israel is going to like actually like come to peace. But they also believe that like the Antichrist will come in and stuff. All blessings here. If I saw, I'll just say this to you: like all good blessings to you, my friend. All good blessings from God in heaven to you, my friend. And may earth be a vessel for your experience rather than something to pull you down with gravity. May you understand its interpretation of things that are supposed to matter rather than that which nobody can put a word to. May you understand its limitations and understand that you are more than just whatever earth is. That's what I'll say. Just all blessings to you, my friend. But yeah, that's like 90% of Utah. Like if I walk down the street, like you'll just see churches everywhere. But yeah, a lot of them like believe that like the war in Israel, you know what I mean? Especially with like Gaza and all this stuff, like it's gonna like, and Trump and stuff, it's gonna bring back like the second coming of Jesus Christ to like reign on earth. So in Utah, it's like people are like super aware of like the war in the Middle East. To them, it's like a holy war, kind of like the Crusaders in like the medieval era or whatever. And I'll bless Mysterious Frog. You just asked. But yeah, so I don't know, just to give you guys a picture, like, because everybody here is from around the world. Just to give you guys a picture of Utah, like that's Utah. So if anybody wanted to know what Utah was like, in March, don't eat food or stream. I don't think I could fast for a whole month, man. I don't think I could fast that long. I've like fasted for like 3 days before. You know what I mean? But I've never fasted for like a month. I couldn't do that. I'm not Gandhi. I don't know how long Gandhi fasted for. People in Utah fast a lot. Like it's like once a month or something. They have what's called Fast Sunday. I can tell you guys more like stuff about Utah. So like once a month they have like Fast Sunday or whatever, and you're supposed to not eat. You like open your fast. What is the coffee of the day? It's just cappuccino as always. But yeah, so like once a month you'll have like Fast Sunday, and you like open it with a prayer. And by the way, LDS people, they pray every morning and every night, and they pray for every meal too. So if you come to Utah and you see people like, they'll pray over breakfast, they'll like open up a prayer to like Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, and they'll pray over breakfast to bless the food, then they'll pray over dinner to bless the food. Then when there's fasting, they'll pray to open their fast. They'll pray and they'll open their fast, and they'll say what they're fasting for. They'll say what blessings they want in their life. And when they say what blessings they want, then they don't eat any food or drink any water. Nothing, no candy, nothing. And you fast for the people. And a lot of times they'll fast for people about the church. They'll fast for family members. Like my mom probably fasts for me. Like people in my family, when they fast, they probably fast for me because they want me to be a member of the church and stuff like that. So my parents will probably fast for me. They'll open up a fast. And then at the end of the fast, however long you make it, and there's like church leaders, there's some people that are called like presidents and stuff like that, like the stake president and stuff. You'll have like bishops and stake presidents, and they might do a longer fast for like all the people that they're over. And so they'll do like a fast, and then they'll end it with another prayer at the end of the day. And in Utah, they do that like once a month or something. So yeah, that's Utah. If you guys wanted to know what Utah's like, it's very religious. Like everybody believes Temple Square is like a holy place. If you go to Temple Square, and it's like, you have to make sure that like all good things you do are basically like good. Otherwise, you'll go to what's called the terrestrial kingdom. So they have like 3 kingdoms you could go to. The terrestrial kingdom, the telestial kingdom, and the celestial kingdom. And they say based upon how good of a person you are in this life, you'll go to one of those kingdoms. Yeah, truth or dare? All right. You should truth or dare Mysterious Frog. Yeah, coffee shop's like a sin here for sure. Okay, Faisal, he says truth, man. Mysterious Frog says truth. Please choose dare. But now you guys know what Utah's like. It's very much like the Middle East, and they have kind of like, here's the thing. There is kind of like war here, but it's like a war of beliefs. And they usually have it with like BYU versus Utah. They like have it in sports, but a lot of people here believe that there's like, they call it the Holy War. BYU is the University of Utah in football. Because everybody at the University of Utah is like, they're transgressors of the law. They're transgressors of like God. And BYU is like the holy school. So every time that BYU faces a school called University of Utah, don't do it, Mysterious Frog. Don't do his dare. He had me listen to it this morning already. But yeah, they believe that there's like so here in the church, they believe that there's a war of like people trying to get them away from their faith. And they're basically, I'll tell you what they believe. They believe that 1/3 of people on earth are like, they followed Satan or whatever. And so there's like people that are like Satan that are trying to get you to like fall out of the church. So if you fall away from the church, then it was like Satan like tricked you. And so they believe like everybody that says bad things about the church is like, they're like armies of Satan. So they believe that there's kind of like a war here in Utah, and they have to like protect their faith. So it's kind of weird. And that's like most of the people in Utah. And so that, you know what I mean? Like, no wonder I can't find a girlfriend or anything like that because of what I believe. So yeah, like, so yeah, there's like, if you're in the church and like people are trying to get you to not join the church and like not believe in it, that's like Satan tempting you. Dare or truth? What if I say like joke? Can I choose like joke? Can I choose joke? It isn't that bad of a song. I know it's not that bad, but it's not like an amazing song. Like it's not. I don't rate it low because it's a bad song. I rate it low because I have lots of other songs that I think are way better. You know, it's like if I'm gonna say that other songs are like better, then I'm gonna like rate that one like relative to it. You know. Oh, joke isn't an option? All right, truth. Okay, done. He said he'd listen to it for 2 hours. He put it on 3 times speed. He did a 2-hour song, but listened to it 3 times. All right, I choose truth, man. I'm gonna end the stream probably after this truth or dare. And like also everybody here will have like statues of Jesus and like pictures of temples and stuff in their house. Where in like the Middle East they might have little statues of Buddha or like and Confucius or stuff like that. Here they all have, everybody will have a statue of Jesus, maybe a painting of Joseph Smith, and like a picture of a temple in their house. Probably a picture of Jesus as well. All right, I'll tell. Who is Joseph Smith? Joseph Smith is what they say is the first prophet of the revelated of church or whatever. Like Joseph Smith is the guy who restored what they say he restored the true church on earth. So he's what's called like the first prophet of the new like revelation or something. They believe in like the old prophets, like Abraham and like stuff like that. They believe in like the Old Testament and the New Testament of the Bible, but then they believe they don't follow the Catholic Church. So from the Bible you get like the Catholic Church or whatever that has like popes and stuff like that, right? But they believe that Joseph Smith is the latter-day prophet. It just means like prophet in the later days. So like Joseph Smith was he's a prophet is what they call him. Like Abraham in the Bible or something like that, or Moses. They say to them, he's like Moses, if you've ever heard of like who Moses is. So they'll have a picture of him in their house. Just like in somebody who's Jewish or whatever, they like, Moses was like their prophet or whatever to lead the Jews out of like bondage, or you know what I mean, and slavery. And like climbed up Mount Sinai to receive like the 10 Commandments of God or whatever. They believe Joseph Smith was a prophet like Moses. And the church went into a dark age. Oh yeah, my truth is I live on earth. I live on earth, Faisal. That's my address. I'm true. I'm being true about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. My coffee's all gone, and now you guys know what Utah's like. And it's very hard to find a good job if you're not in the church and like all this other stuff. Like everything in here revolves around the church. It's like jobs revolve around the church, like family revolves around the church, dating revolves around the church, like daily activities revolve around the church, like everything. The government, everybody who's like an official or whatever is like in the church. Anyways, guys, what's up, Presley? I'm gonna go now, guys. Been here for like 50 minutes. But yeah, now you guys know what Utah is. You know what Utah's like. Now you know who Joseph Smith is. But he got killed. He got killed in this place called Liberty Jail by like an angry mob, like came and shot him. So Joseph Smith died like kind of like a young guy or whatever, like younger. But he got killed in a place called Liberty Jail. Got like shot. What year was that? I don't know. I know the place, I just don't know the year. You'd have to look it up. What year was Joseph Smith like killed or whatever? But yeah, everybody here believes like God is watching them all the time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, God is always watching and like judging you and stuff. It's like everything you do, you have to be aware that like God is watching you. So like bad thoughts, like little, everybody here is like a perfectionist kind of, because it's like everybody believes that, you know? God is always watching, guys. All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for joining. And like I said, now you know what Utah's like a little bit, at least like 90% of the people. I'm like an outlier. I'm like definitely like a minority here, you know, doing whatever I do. So Utah isn't like me. Utah isn't like me at all. Like I seriously stand out here like a broken thumb or like a black eye or something like that here in Utah. So I stand out way bad. Like I don't fit in here at all. But anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.